Now, this is going to be my super quick draft review. It took me a couple days longer to get this video out than I wanted to because I wanted to read up on more of these guys to figure out the common trend of the draft, and I very much did figure out what Dubas was doing. He especially had some picks that didn't fit the narrative I saw, but most of the draft fit a very important narrative that I'm going to discuss here in a second. But first, we got to hit that intro. First is Benjamin Kindle, and I did a little video on my channel already about him. It was a short right after being drafted. Here's the thing with Benjamin Kindle. He is smaller, but he does not play smaller. Now I'll get to that in a second, but let's talk about his other positives. Number one, that shot is amazing, and it's an NHL caliber shot, which is what you want with the 11th overall pick, especially for a forward. He put up a lot of points with the Calgary Hitmen. He's got a really good touch when he's passing the puck. It looks smooth, it plays smooth, and he's an elite level skater in my opinion, and will only get better at skating. He's a natural skater. It's not someone that just relies on pure natural athleticism. You can see when he's going out there, he has phenomenal technique with his strides. It's very smooth. It's very easy for him. Now, as I was saying before we really got into his other skills, it's how he plays. He may be on the shorter side, and personally, I think he's a wing. I know some people have said centerman. I prefer him at the wing. Why? Because he reminds me of Connor Garland. Because he may be this shorter guy, but he's got some screws loose. He's wiry. He plays above his weight class, above his height class. He will go down. He will go for those puck battles. He will scratch and claw. He is not a pleasant person to play against, and that was very noticeable on his film. So I approve of this draft pick way more than I thought I would at the time. When the pick was made, I was more or less shocked, like, really, Benjamin Kindle? Because I thought they were going to go Victor Eklund, but I sat on it and I thought about it, and really within like the first 5 minutes, I was like, okay, I see this is an extremely Kyle Dubas pick. I do like it because of the things I remembered about watching him. Now, reminder, I did not dig too deep into him during the pre-draft process because I did not think he would go 11th overall. That being said, I think it's a really good pick. It's a Kyle Dubas pick, and it's a Wes Clark pick. And those two men have done some really good drafts in the past, so I will trust them with this pick 100%. The next pick was Bill Zonin. And Bill Zonin was someone I watched a little of, not a whole bunch. Now, the reason why I didn't watch a whole bunch of him was because the Penguins didn't have a pick at that spot, but I did see some of his games, some of his film. I want to call out something I saw about him that I just disagree with. His skating is not bad. I don't think it's great or anything. I think it's something that's a work in progress, do not get me wrong, but it's not outright bad. It's got some issues there, there's no doubt. His strides aren't clean, but it can be worked on, and you can clearly see it's not a matter of skill, it's a matter of putting it all together. Now, the rest, Bill Zonin really is a fun pick for the Penguins because I don't necessarily think he's ever going to be a top sixer. Maybe if he does become that, it makes this pick even better. But he doesn't need to be successful in the NHL. Why? Because first up, he forechecks his butt off. He is aggressive in the forecheck. He will make sure you have a miserable time getting across the neutral zone into the Penguins' ice. That is fun to see and something the Penguins have missed, really. They have had some forecheckers, but not to this extent at this age. He shows a lot of progression to be a forechecking nightmare, which is why I think he's going to be perfect for a third-line playoff team, and that's where the Penguins want to build to. He's the type of guy you need on a playoff team to have substantial success in the Stanley Cup playoffs, because he'll come in and he'll make the plays. He'll make those big hits that turn into turnovers that get you one-on-one with the goalie or two-on-one even. It's those type of plays you need that the Florida Panthers capitalize on so much this past season. Now, he has some other good traits. He can score, he has a decent shot, and he has some passing ability. But his most important ability is his forechecking ability to cause havoc. The last first-round pick selection the Penguins made was Will Horkoff. Now, Will Horkoff is someone hard to judge because he didn't play a whole lot. He played some in the men's under-18 World Cup, but that's really hard to judge. And then you look at the fact he didn't play a whole lot at Michigan. It was 18 games worth. Now, he did look good at Michigan, do not get me wrong, but it's a very project player the Pens drafted. But here are the plus sides. He is 6'4", and what did I just say about Bill Zonin? Oh yeah, he forechecks. You're noticing the theme yet? Guys who will forecheck, guys who will be more physically aggressive. That's something the Penguins looked at with this draft. Now, Horkoff maybe will develop more into a player. He is still extremely young and didn't get much playing time at all, and he'll be at a very elite talent developing program in Michigan. Probably for 2 more years if I had to guess, and will be in the AHL for another 2 years after that. But he's a pest in front of the goalie, which is something I love. I love a guy who's just going to be an annoying pest to a goalie or just to the opposing team. Just get in there and just make them upset, make their lives miserable. That's what I see with Horkoff. His best feature might be the fact he can be a giant net front presence that can tip pucks, that can block the goalie's vision, and that can just be a nasty MFer down there. Just that type of guy you want on your team for a deep playoff run. And if you notice, I keep on mentioning the playoffs in this video because these guys have to project into the playoffs for a team to pick them in the first round. They may not get there, and it's their ceiling most likely, as I'm saying, but it's where the projections are made for why the Penguins drafted them. And Horkoff's projections are very much annoying pests that can help in the playoffs. Now, the last player I have knowledge on would be Gabriel Diagel, and that's not because of anything on the ice. No, honestly, it's because of the NHL 25 video game, in which you draft him and he develops into a phenomenal goalie that will steal you wins. So I very much like him because of that. To my knowledge, the only real thing I picked up on him was he is a major project, and he's being mentored by Marc-Andre Fleury. I don't think there's a better way you could sell a goalie prospect to Penguins fandom than say, yeah, he's being mentored by Flower. Every Pens fan was like, okay, we're okay at the pick. He's mentored by Flower. We have faith. Everything, all that. The one thing I do really know for certain is he is a big guy for a goalie. He is 6'4". Now, you see that a lot with goalies, but he's 207 pounds, and a lot of goalies are kind of twigs. They're not really all that big. They're more nimble so they can move faster. They have better side-to-side movement, which I really don't see an issue with Gabriel. I really think he has a chance to be something in the NHL just because he has some really good highlight-worthy saves that make you go, goddamn, a couple times. And that's something you want to see with a goalie, is the ability to make those type of saves. Also, this is a good pick for the sheer fact is you can never have too many goalies. Either you hit on one and all the others become valuable trade chips, or you keep on drafting them until you hit on one. They have 3 goalies now in their system that they like. Which one's going to hit? Which one is going to be the long-term starter? We don't know yet. But taking Gabriel right now is a good bet on the future because it helps you out. Also, if you're starting to rebuild out now, goalies take the longest time to develop out of any player for the NHL. You draft him now, he probably won't see meaningful NHL games until 5 years from now at best. That's not a bad idea, especially because most rebuilds take 4 to 5 years. I'll do a little speed around the rest of the picks because I don't know them too well and I'm having to say a lot from what I've read in an article from The Athletic, so I had to do my research on that section. So I will link the article down below. Go check it out 100%. Up first, Peyton Kettles. He is 6'5". He can check really good. He's got some mobility. Now, the reason why I want to highlight the 6'5" is because a lot of things I have been saying about these players is they can check good. They're big. As we continue, we go down. Charlie Threthway, and I hope I pronounced that name correctly. If I didn't, I apologize. He is 6'2", 201 pounds. What does he do? Well, he has some good offensive capabilities as a right-hand defenseman. Something that we have been a little bit tortured with a certain player on this team for the past 2 seasons, but it's always good to draft right-hand defensemen that have offensive capabilities. The next pick would be, that I don't know about, would be Brady Peddle. 6'3", 203 pounds. What does he do? Well, let's see. He checks. He's a big guy that hits people. Travis Hayes, 5'11", from the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. Kyle Dubas loves his guys. There'll be a second one coming to that. He's a hard-working player. He goes down. He is a feisty guy who will battle for the puck. Ryan Miller, he's just a good skater. Has probably some shot-making ability, but nothing too special. May make it as a bottom sixer to everything I've read, but nothing to really take note of right now. Quinn Bushnes. Now, first off, I apologize if I butchered that name. I tried to learn it many times. I still feel like I messed it up. He's a strong skating defenseman. Something Jesse Marshall noted on X Twitter, and the reason why I shout out Jesse is because he's one of the best Penguins writers in the entire world. He's one of the smartest hockey minds out there, in my opinion. I respect him a bunch. He was a little shocked that Quinn lasted as long as he did because he looked really good, and he had confused him, which is a good sign that the Penguins maybe got something there. He is 6 foot and a right-hand defenseman. Jordan Sharon was the next pick, a right winger out of the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. Kyle Dubas loves his guys. There's not a lot to highlight. He is 6'2", 190. He plays a big physical winger position. Then you have the last 2 picks, which would be Carter Sanderson, 6'1". There wasn't really much written about him, and Cale Dock, and I couldn't find a whole bunch on him either. Now, what was the theme of this draft? It was to improve the checking, improve the forecheck, improve those areas. It got bigger. It got more physical. This team is going to be different than with what we've seen the prior seasons. Now, it's going to take a time. Most of these guys we will not see until 4 to 5 years from now, which we think about this. We won't see a lot of these players till 2030. Yeah, I'm looking towards the gun of 30 when we see them. I'm not too excited about that personally. But that's where this rebuild is going to be. It's going to be a while. That's the same thing we're going to say next year when the Penguins draft. We got to wait. We got to let these guys develop. It's going to take some time. I was really putting a lot of stock in Kyle Dubas saying, well, we're going to try to be competitive in 26-27. This draft showed, no, you're not. You're going full-blown rebuild, which I'm happy for. I'm excited for. And I'm sure a lot of Pens fans are as well. It's not going to be fun to see Sidney Crosby not be in the playoffs every year for the Penguins, but hey, he signed on for this team long term. He's going to finish his career out at Pittsburgh Penguin, and I would be willing to bet he's probably going to be a part of the Penguins organization even after he retires, so I wouldn't be shocked to see if he is a part of the next generation of Penguins that win the Stanley Cup. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you'd share this, I'd greatly appreciate it. Just share my love for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Gonna have videos going up when free agency opens up. Any deals, the trades Penguins make, I will be recording the video. Anything I can talk about for the Penguins, there will probably be a full day 1 recap going up on July 2nd. Just gonna be a lot of fun talking about the Penguins. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and let's go Pens.